Hey everybody, it's Neil here from Post to Post. Thank you guys so much for taking a couple of minutes. Okay, well maybe more than a couple of minutes. This is likely going to be a 20-minute video. I love looking at jerseys. I got 31 here. It's been 3 years since I've done this video, since I've ranked the dark jerseys. It's not going to be just a couple of minutes, but however long this ends up being, thank you for taking that time out of your day and sharing it with me here in this video. I love these fun videos. You know, we're not talking serious hockey. We're just having fun. We're looking at jerseys, and I appreciate you joining me. So I don't expect everyone to agree with my rankings, but that's kind of the point. Everyone should have a different ranking. There's no right or wrong. I did the white versions of these jerseys, the away versions. I had a ton of fun doing that video. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. If you're new, please subscribe. And yeah, let's get going. Let's rank these. I've ranked them 1 to 31. We're going to go through them in reverse order, 31 to 1. And those who know me well likely can guess probably my entire ranking. But anyways, might be some changes. Some things might surprise you. So let's get into this. Starting at number 31, the Nashville Predators. This was very predictable. You guys know how much I actually dislike this jersey. I don't like Nashville using yellow as their primary color. I'd really wish that they would go back to using blue as their primary. Now the reverse retro, which I have, which I'm not wearing right now, or it's not in the background, but I love it. It does use yellow as its primary, but it's just different with the shoulders, and the logo's a little bit different and stuff. But this one, the back of the collar is the best part for me, using the keys from the piano. That is amazing. That's one of the best collars in NHL history. I really like that. But the rest of the jersey is a bit of a miss for me. I do like the numbers though. Number 30, I put the LA Kings. Again, not a surprise if you know me. Lack of color here. It feels like a successful jersey because they won 2 cups using this design in the Reebok years. But it feels empty. There's no life to it. I want to see something a little bit different from LA, whether they go for a total redesign and use the same colors, which I hope they don't, but if they do, that's fine, as long as they redesign it, or maybe splash some life back in there with the yellow or the gold and purple. That's what I want to see. But this, I don't know, it feels a little stale to me. Number 29, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, you guys know me. You guys know that I would really love to see Tampa Bay change their home and aways. They're just a little bit dull, too close to the Maple Leafs, and there's so much potential. You're called the Lightning. Think about the amazing jersey that you could have. And I've seen so many concepts, and they knock it out of the park every single time. I just feel like there's a missed opportunity here with Tampa. Number 28, the Edmonton Oilers. Now, if that third alternate jersey didn't exist, the blue one, the blue version of this jersey, I might have this a little bit higher, but because that exists, I like it more. I think that should be their primary home jersey. This orange one, while it is a carryover from Reebok, it was a downgrade in my opinion. I really liked the orange version of the Reebok jersey. I had that and I actually sold it or gave it away. I wish I had kept it. But this was the Adidas version of that. To me, was a step back. The striping's different. Yeah, I'm just not really a fan of this one. Usually I am. Usually I like these colors together, but I just like that other one more, that alternate. I think they should swap them. Number 27, the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver has like 90 jerseys now. They've got the skate jersey, they've got the hockey stick jersey, they've got this one, they've got the home one, they've got the reverse retro. God knows what else they're coming out with. But they did make a change from when they first entered Adidas with the Vancouver font above, and now, starting last season I think it was, removing the font and just going with that Orca, which I prefer. I definitely prefer, but I feel like Vancouver should be one of those teams like Calgary who kind of look back into the past and maybe retro-wise their home and away. Use the skate version as their home and use a white version of the skate jersey as their away. I'd really like to see that. I know it's probably a unpopular opinion, but that's kind of the direction I'm going. So although I'm not directly ranking these jerseys based on what they actually are, a lot of it has to do with what else they have in their arsenal that they could use and they're not using. So part of my ranking is based on that as well, not just the jersey. It's just an average jersey for me, this one specifically. Number 26, this is... It's fairly new in the NHL. This design for the Anaheim Ducks is maybe 11 years old. Maybe a little bit more. I can't remember exactly. I'm thinking around 2010 is when I saw this kind of design come in. It's a fine jersey. It's got unique striping. The arms are unique. Coming up the side is fine. I like the colors, but for whatever reason, even though it's only been 11 years, it just feels stale. And I think I said this about the white one as well in that video. But this one, it's a fine jersey. I like the font. It just feels stale. I want to see something new from Anaheim, or maybe something old, if you know what I mean. Number 25, the Toronto Maple Leafs. To me, this is just an average jersey. I don't even know what I would change. It's fine. It's a little dull, but it's perfectly fine for the Maple Leafs. It looks good on the ice. It's just not a wow-worthy jersey. I think they've had better ones in the past. That's really all it comes down to. Number 24, the Winnipeg Jets. We're going on, I think, 10 years of this jersey. So it's I don't want to say long in the tooth, because 10 years really isn't that long, but I think it could be better because of the concepts I've seen. So while the jersey is okay, missed opportunity, kind of like Tampa. Number 23, the Washington Capitals. A couple of years ago, I think this was higher on my list. It's dropped down a little bit. I like to see them, kind of like some other teams I just talked about, move on to something new, come up with something totally different. We've seen some history from the Capitals, and I wouldn't mind them going back to that. But I really want to see something new, like talk about Vancouver going back and using a retro jersey. Some of the other teams going back and using a retro jersey. I'd actually like to see something completely new from Washington, specifically with the logo on the front. I've never been a fan of that. Let's bring back something else, or let's bring back something or create something new. I'm on board for that. Number 22, the Philadelphia Flyers. No real complaints here. It's a typical Flyers jersey. Nothing too special, nothing too crazy. If they didn't have the alternate, the black one that's based on a Stadium Series jersey, I would say I'd really prefer it if this was black. But since they have that black alternate, the orange one it's a good symmetry with all of their jerseys. So I wouldn't necessarily change anything, but if that black jersey didn't exist, I would prefer this to be black. Number 21, the Detroit Red Wings. I tried to put it kind of middle ground in my ranking here, because it's not a jersey that should change. It's not a jersey that probably will ever change. It's one of the longest running jerseys in the NHL. It's just respectful. It's average. It might be in a couple people's top 10, but I can't do it. There's nothing I'd really dislike about it. Maybe a shoulder patch, something like that, but yeah, in 2017, the Red Wings wore this jersey as Reebok, and in that year, I think they honored Gordie Howe, so they had a patch here, and I think maybe they were honoring someone else, and they had a patch on the shoulder, and I believe it was the last year of the Joe as well, so I think they had a patch on the opposite shoulder, and it was the 100th year anniversary of the NHL, so they had a patch on the arm. That jersey with all those patches looked really good. So I kind of want to see some patches come back to the Red Wings. So although I'm not really saying change the jersey, maybe just add a couple of things to it. Number 20, the Dallas Stars. Victory Green. It's kind of like Detroit. I don't necessarily want to make any specific changes to this jersey. I just feel like it's not real special. And I really don't mean that as an offensive term or a statement. I'm not trying to offend anyone here by saying this. I think it's just kind of an average jersey. I like the numbers in the jersey, though. They have that little perforated holes. I think a couple other teams do that. Edmonton does that. A couple of others. Not ringing any bells right now. All I can think about is Edmonton. But yeah, I like the numbers, but just kind of an average jersey. Number 19, the Ottawa Senators. The new one. This one is a tough ranking for me because I want to like it. The neck or the collar is a little thick for me, but I think it's gonna grow on me. Like it's a little unfair for me to put it down this low at 19th because it looks good on the ice. It looks really good on the ice, but I want to give it some time to grow on me a little bit more. I do not have it in my collection. It is something I'd like to add to my collection, but yeah. I think I'm going to get some heat for this one, but I'll keep it at 19th. Number 18, the Islanders. Again, nothing wrong with this jersey. It is an average jersey. The colors look great. I like that the numbers are outlined in orange and the name as well, but I'm I'm kind of on board with them taking the reverse retro, the darker colors, or the darker blue specifically, and making that their home. So now that I've seen something better from the reverse retro, this feels less valuable than it was before the reverse retro, if that makes sense. Number 17, the San Jose Sharks. My second favorite team, so it hurts a little bit ranking them in the bottom half of the league here. But I love teal. Teal is an underutilized color in so many sports, not just the NHL. So kudos to the Sharks for doing it and making it their primary color all these years. But there really is nothing special. Like, I'm not a fool. There's nothing special about this. Excuse me. Oh, just a second. Whew, went down the wrong pipe there. There's nothing special about this jersey. But it's perfect the way it is. Like, I wouldn't change anything. So, number 16, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Really like the pinstriping. Hey, there's another team with perforated holes in the back. Pinstriping is awesome. This little star along the bottom of the sleeve is great. One of the nicest jerseys on ice, and as far as the whole uniform, it looks really, really good. It's not wow worthy. It's not blowing my socks off or anything. Number 15, the Rangers. A jersey that I've come to love quite a bit. I think this was in my bottom 5 in my original ranking, but it is, without a doubt, a very nice jersey. I like the white one more, as you guys know if you've watched that video. But this one, not as good in my opinion, but still pretty good. I do like it. I don't have it in my collection. I sold it, thinking about getting one in the future. Number 14, I put the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's a fine jersey. I wouldn't necessarily change anything about it, but maybe there's a missed opportunity here. You called the Hurricanes. I'd like to see something a little bit more edgy, a little bit more dangerous maybe from the team. This is playing it safe, just a little bit maybe. The striping pattern along the bottom is very nice. The back of the collar is very nice. I've seen this jersey, for the most part, this design for so long. I'm just kind of grasping for something new. And I know that I'm in the minority. I'm a typical millennial. I'm always looking for something new. I get that. I know that that's who I am, but that's who I am. Number 13, the Devils. Definitely one of the most underrated jerseys in the league. Usually I don't like the shoulder yokes like that, but for whatever reason, it works on the white jersey for Devils and it works on the dark jersey. I really like this one. I didn't like the Reebok version, but I like the Adidas version. Number 12, the Pittsburgh Penguins, a team that I definitely don't like that much. I don't like them. I don't dislike them. They're just kind of a meh team. Don't like their color combination. You guys know all the stuff if you're familiar with me. But I'm not a fool. I understand that this really is one of the nicest jerseys. I love the fact that they have that little patch right on the arm that holds the numbers. That's my favorite thing of the jersey. Just makes it a little bit different than most of the other jerseys in the league. Number 11, the Chicago Blackhawks. A very controversial jersey on this channel, or maybe the original channel, because I think I ranked it second last or last originally 3 years ago. And I got so much hate for that. It was crazy. But I just wasn't happy with them carrying over the Reebok version to the Adidas version, and I wanted them to go back to using black as their primary color instead of this red. And yeah, I got a lot of hate for that. But understandably, I accept the hate because this really is a very nice jersey. And you'll notice that this isn't actually the jersey that they came out with when they went to Adidas, because they had that full priest collar that went all the way down. They've since changed that, as you can see in this image, to that kind of half priest. So this looks much better. No doubt that this is an amazing jersey, one of the most iconic and classic jerseys in all of sports. So it definitely deserves to be in the top half of my ranking. Number 10, the Boston Bruins. Another team that, you know what, I don't really like that much because I'm a Canadiens fan. But when I break down the jerseys and I look at them individually and say, what makes this jersey unique? What makes this jersey stand out? The striping along the top of the shoulders makes this jersey a little bit unique for me. And what makes this stand out is that it shouldn't change. It's kind of like, and it's original 16. It's kind of like the Montreal Canadiens or the Detroit Red Wings. It's probably a jersey that's not really going to change that much over the years. So, and it shouldn't. I don't think this jersey should change. It looks good on the ice, and I have to give it credit because it does look good. It's a nice jersey. Number 9, the Montreal Canadiens, a team that eats up the majority of my hockey watching because they are my favorite team. So it's a jersey that I've seen the most. I do have this in my collection, and I'm a little harsh on it because it hasn't changed. I'm a big fan of the reverse retro. But when I take a step back and I really try not to be a millennial and want something new, and I look at the jersey for what it is, it really is a nice jersey. Like, it has the uniqueness to it of the stripe that goes around in the front and in the back. A couple of other teams do that. The Panthers do that. I don't know if the stripes goes all the way in the back of the Panthers though. And the Minnesota Wild does that. And again, I don't know if the stripe goes all the way in the back, but yeah, this is this is a nice jersey. I would change the collar though, kind of like Chicago did. Get rid of the priest, go with the half priest. Number 8, the St. Louis Blues. Love the shoulders, love the striping. The colors are phenomenal, perfect. Love the inside of the collar. Wouldn't change a thing about this jersey other than maybe adding a shoulder patch. Number 7, the Colorado Avalanche. Yes, they are not in the top 5. I frequently rank the Colorado Avalanche, and basically, whether it's logos, concepts, jerseys, whatever, they're always in my top 5. I love the burgundy and blue color combination. They're just their assets that they have with the sea and the mountains and it's so good. It's so good. But I've decided to rank them just outside of my top 5 here. This jersey is perfect. I love the shades that they're using here, the shade of the blue, the burgundy. Everything is balanced properly. I wish they would bring back the foot shoulder patch though. So although I like the C, I'm a big fan of the C. You guys know that. I like to see the foot come back, but I really like this jersey design. Number 5, the Vegas Golden Knights. When these jerseys entered the league, wasn't a huge fan, but they really grew on me. I had to give them points for being unique. The gold is a little cheesy, but it's supposed to be. It's Vegas. I understand. So I'm not removing any points there for the gold. Perforated numbers, there's another one. The logo in the front has some texture. I have every single jersey that Vegas has released since they've entered the league. So they are the team that I'm most interested in collecting jerseys. I've made it my mission to collect every single Vegas jersey. So if they come out with a new one, you'll automatically know I'm going to buy it and I will unbox it on the channel. But yeah, these are nice jerseys. Number 5, the Arizona Coyotes. Yeah, this is the Kachina jersey. This isn't their typical home jersey because if I'm not mistaken, Arizona is wearing these either full-time or most of the time at home this year. So technically, even though this was an alternate last year, technically it is their home jersey this year. So I don't want to see anyone down in the comments saying, well, that's not their home jersey, that's their alternate jersey. This is supposed to be a home jersey ranking. You're not wrong. But, like I said, this is their primary jersey at home this year. So technically it's not an alternate. I'm not going to argue in the comments, but whatever. Number 4, the Calgary Flames. I have some friends, Kale, Vesper Hockey Inc., who are not a fan of the retro Calgary Flames lineup. I am. I love it. I love the white one. I love the dark one. It's perfect. I wouldn't change anything about it. Like, it is literally perfect. Take that, Kale. Number 3, the Florida Panthers. Much like Montreal, uses the stripe in the back. And yes, I was right. They don't use the stripe. What'd I say? Much like Montreal, they uses the stripe in the front. And yes, I was right. They don't use the stripe in the back. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry. The numbers are on the shoulder. What team uses that other than Florida? I don't think any. I'm 99.9% sure that no team uses that in their primary jerseys, home or away, than Florida. So that's a standout feature. The patch being down here is a standout feature. When there's a captain or an alternate, adding that extra little line of patch here that says alternate or captain is another little detail. The colors look good. This is a perfect jersey, maybe other than the logo. I changed that. You guys already know that. Fantastic jersey. Number 2, the Minnesota Wild. I think they were number 1 when I did this 3 years ago. So they haven't really fallen that much, only to number 2. This is one of my favorite jerseys ever in the history of the NHL. Talking about homes, aways, alternates, specialty jerseys, winter classics, whatever. This is top notch for me. This is perfect. I love the shade of green that they're using. I love the numbers. I love the logo. One of the best logos in professional sports. Simple collar, simple striping. Just nailed it. And number 1, maybe the only time I've ever ranked Buffalo first in anything I've ever done, the Buffalo Sabres. Without a doubt, probably the nicest combination of jerseys in the NHL this year. Going back to the royal blue, with the standout yellow, with some texture on the buffalo on the front, with the inside design on the collar. Man, this looks so good on the ice. It is perfect. I cannot wait to get this jersey in my collection. It is sold out in a lot of places right now, so I'm just waiting for it to come back in stock. And I want the white one, and I guess I know it's available. I know it's available, but I'm Canadian. So $179 American or $199 American. After I order that to Canada, after conversion fees from American to Canadian, after import fees and duty fees, after shipping, the white version would cost me over $300 Canadian to get. So I know it's out there, but I'm not spending that much for it. I'll wait till it comes to Canada. But the dark version is already in Canada. This needs to come back in stock. I'm going to get it. The numbers, I know this image doesn't show the numbers, but they're so good. I am not a Buffalo fan, but I could be on the path, and it's starting with jerseys. So, you know what, Buffalo? You look good, and you look number one in my opinion. So thanks, guys, for watching. I appreciate it. I'm sure that a lot of you disagree with some of my rankings. I'm no stranger to people disagreeing with my rankings. I invite you to leave your ranking down below in the comments, or maybe just tell me your favorite, maybe your least favorite. I love hearing from you guys. I read all the comments. Subscribe if you're new for more ranking videos like this, more hockey talk, jersey unboxings, and all things hockey. So thanks, guys. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Please hit the like button too. Adios.